Hello, hello. How's everyone? My name is Nicole Wasmond. I am here to lead a live streamed yoga class this morning. So if you are joining me, welcome. And I'm going to quickly share a link over on Facebook. So don't mind me here for a second as we get going. Checking in with you guys to see how your weekend was. Maybe you can start thinking about what you're grateful for. Things like that. I'll be starting yoga in about 2 minutes. So if you're new to this stream or watching it for the first time, I've been daily live streaming for about the last week, and YouTube is a pretty new space for me. So I'm navigating it and I'm learning it, and it's teaching me a lot and growing me and all of these different things. So if you're joining in, welcome. You can begin to get your mat set up if you have any blocks or props or at-home tools that you'll be using to assist you in your yoga practice. Please feel free to grab those and have them accessible. Okay, I'm just making sure I've got everything all set, which looks like I do. Looking to focus a little bit more on the backside of yoga today. Sometimes I can come up with catchy titles, and other times I'm like, yep, we're doing yoga today. So we will be doing a little bit more of a lower back type focus, some strengthening, some elongating, and then whatever else decides to flow into the practice today. So if you're here, that's what you can kind of expect from our practice, and also know that whatever you're needing it to be, you can also add or incorporate anything. You can not do the things that I do if they're not meant for you or your body at this time, and honor that. That's okay. And other than that, if you want to go ahead and begin to bring yourself to your mat into a comfortable seated position, we're going to begin our practice with some breath today. Really like to give everyone a few moments to really check in with their breathing, try it in a new or maybe slightly different way, and sink into your practice in a way that allows you to become friends with your body and your breath. So creating trust between your breath and what the body is wanting to do, letting your breath guide you into your body so that it wants to surrender and open up into the places that maybe have been a little bit sticky or challenging for you to get into. So allow yourself to come to that comfortable seat. I'm going to go ahead and join you back on the mat. I'll meet you back up here at the end of practice just to close everything out, take some comments or questions, anything that wants to be shared. And then I'll also let you know that our next class is going to be right here tomorrow, right at 5 p.m. Central. So if you are missing today, feel free to go back and watch any of the live streams from this week. And tomorrow we'll be here live if you want to join me live at 5 p.m. Central. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Placing your hands on your knees, palms facing down to ground yourself, rooting into the earth. Palms facing up to energize, to receive. You choose. Maybe your hands come into a mudra, your thumb and your forefinger can come together, making the OK symbol, and simply setting on your knee to just rest gently. Elongate through your spine, reaching tall through the crown of your head. Drawing your shoulders down and back, letting yourself just surrender and sink in here. And just begin to allow your eyes to close, noticing where your breath is at right now this morning, or whatever time of day you catch this. As you take in your inhale, notice how the air feels as it enters into your nostrils and fills up your thoracic cavity, your lungs, all the way down to your root. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to notice how the air feels the same or different on the way out as you're emptying it all out, releasing it back out into our surrounding environment. As you pay attention to your breath, allow yourself to also notice the sounds, the sight, the smells, the sensations that are outside of you. A lot of you are probably at your home space. So just notice what you notice. There might be distractions, but those also can help us turn back and be present and turn off the noise we hear outside. So let your breath continue to take you inside. Allowing your thought mind, your list of to-dos, things that you're going to be doing later, allow that to all just push pause, knowing we can come back to it at the end of practice and it will still be there for us to pick right back up where we left off. But right now we're going to be right here on our mat breathing. As you continue to notice your breath here, also start to see if you can hear your own heartbeat. As we are the middle space in between our internal and our external, allow your breath to be your guide as we practice from our inside space today. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Our hands are here to guide us, so if you do not need your hands here, you can go ahead and keep them placed on your knees. Otherwise, when we inhale, we're going to breathe all the way down into our belly. Inhale and expand. Our hand is going to rise up and out. And as we exhale, our belly is going to deflate back towards our spine, so our hand is going to come right back in. So we'll inhale and inflate. And as we exhale, we'll kind of deflate from our lower hand. If you notice that your hand on your chest is also coming out, allow yourself to work on bringing your air down into your belly and keeping your top hand as steady and smooth as possible. So often when we breathe in our daily life, we tend to breathe more from our chest, breathing up here, nice and shallow, right? And so what we're working on is we're working on bringing our calm, smooth, long inhales down into our belly. So when we inhale, our hand rises. And when we exhale, our hand falls back towards our spine. So this is a little bit different way of a breathing. If it is new to you, allow yourself to take some time to practice. When I first learned it, it was definitely awkward and kind of foreign. And it did take me a little bit to be like, oh yeah, I'm doing my old breath again. Oh yeah, I'm doing my old breath again. So whenever we step off course, yoga and breath, this is part of our practice, is we kind of reroute back into alignment, and we reroute and we come back into alignment as many times as it takes until all of a sudden it becomes our new habit. So as you inhale, allow your hand to rise from your belly, and as you exhale, it comes right back in. Inhale, inflate. Exhale, belly falls back towards the spine, coming in and up. Inhale. Allow yourself to take your pace, working towards longer inhales, followed by the smooth, equal long exhale. So as long as you breathe in, maybe it's 3 counts, you exhale for 3. And then after you're doing that for a while, maybe you go to 4 counts on your inhale, rising out, exhale, empty all the way out for 4 counts. So see how elongated you can make your breath, where you can get it to travel as it expands and creates more space within your body, and what are you able to let go of at this time just through your breath in our practice. If you'd like to expand in this breath, what I'm going to have you do next is as you inhale, rise, 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 pause at the top for a beat. Notice the stillness in this space of silence, and then exhale, empty out, belly falling back towards the spine. Pause at the bottom and notice this space of stillness and silence. Right before we once again roll back into our inhale, rising out, pause, exhale, come right back in, empty out, pausing at the bottom. Hear the silence, inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause at the bottom. Noticing how this variation of this breath feels a little bit different, what it brings up for you in your mind and in your body, allowing yourself to have permission to let it feel weird if it is, or letting it feel so beautiful and peaceful if that's the space you're in with it. Taking 2 more really full inhales, pausing at the top, pausing at the bottom. After a second exhale, allow yourself to return back to your normal breathing, taking some inventory inside of yourself, noticing how you feel now versus when you first started your breath. And when we went from our normal breathing into our belly breath, into the belly breath with the pause at the top and the bottom, how are you able to shift and grow and evolve throughout that process to right now? What has opened up? What have you let go of? What did you discover? As you're at your normal breathing, slowly begin to blink your eyes open. I'll ask the question, what brings you to your mat today? What is your intention for being here this morning or whenever you catch this stream? It's always nice to have an intention because we will go back to it throughout our practice. Sometimes our mind likes to wander into the dishes we have to do later, or the kids we have to pick up, or the work that needs to be done, or everything else that goes on as our mind continues to race and spin. So our intention is one of those anchor points that brings us right back to why did we come to do yoga for ourselves today? So set your intention. When you have your intention set, allow yourself to think about 1 or more things that you are grateful for today. Pausing to think of things that I'm grateful for, it often brings my face to smile. So I like to encourage the little bits of joy, the little things in life that bring us to this place of truly understanding all that we do have, that it is a blessing to us, and that taking just a moment to be grateful for it is a really special place to be. along with our breath and our body that we're going to begin to move. So I'll have you go ahead and inhale your arms all the way up to the sky, reaching tall. Right hand down to your side. Inhale, reach up through the left. Exhale, reach over to your right hand side. You can have a slight bend in your elbow if available to you, or when keeping both hips on the floor, allow yourself to maybe bring your elbow closer to the floor. Maybe it reaches all the way. Wherever you're able to open up your side body from tops of the fingers all the way down to your hip connecting to the floor. Reach, inhale, breathing into the belly. Inhale back to center, arms up. Exhale, opposite side, left hand down, right hand reaches. As you exhale over to your left hand side, find yourself in this comfortable position as you're opening up your right side body. Opening up your right shoulder towards the back. Allowing your chest to shine open. Connecting back to that belly breath that we started with in the beginning of practice. We'll use that throughout. Inhale all the way back to center. Moving into our gentle twist. Our left hand comes to our right knee. Right hand behind your hip. Elongate as you inhale, spine reaching tall through your crown. Exhale, twist over your right shoulder from your core as you continue to breathe into your belly. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, maybe you create a bit more space in your body and it allows you to twist just a little deeper. In this twist, allow yourself to release any tension or pulling. See if you can find some softness as you twist, letting the body do its natural as you balance it with the work that we're doing inside of our body. Inhale back to center, arms up. Exhale, left hand right behind. Right hand comes to your left knee. Inhale, rise through your spine and lengthen. Exhale, go ahead and look over your left shoulder. Inhaling, belly rises. Exhale, twist. Inhaling, find yourself back at center, reaching tall, just maybe a little taller now that we've twisted both directions. Exhale, our hands are going to gently float down to the earth, meeting the floor. Letting your head come down to a neutral gaze. Let your head go. Be comfortable here as we open up the backs of our hips. Create some length in between our vertebra and our spine. Lengthening. As you inhale, expand and create space in your belly. As you exhale, maybe you sink in a little closer to the floor, reaching just another centimeter out. Inhale, walk your hands back towards your hips. Place the hands right behind your hips, fingertips pointing towards the top of your mat. Draw your shoulders down and back and shine your chest forward. Option to keep your chin neutral if that feels good. You can also bring your chin to point towards the sky. Remembering to breathe into your belly. This position is a little bit more challenging to breathe into your belly and have it rise when we're extended this way. So do what you can, creating as much space as possible. Exhale, bringing your belly button in towards your spine as you deflate. Your next inhale will bring your chin back to your chest, hands coming neutral. Uncross your legs. Take the opposite cross so the other foot goes in front. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward on the opposite side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, surrender. Continuing to breathe. Inhale, walking your hands back to center, placing them behind your hips once again. Fingertips forward, shoulders down and back. Shine your chest out and forward. Maybe your chin comes up towards the sky. Breathing through your belly here. Inhale, chin back to chest, walking your hands out in front of your knees, rolling yourself over or coming into a tabletop position in a way that's comfortable for you. Setting yourself up here, allow your hands to come underneath your shoulders and your knees to come underneath your hips. To bring yourself into a neutral spine, our inhale, our belly button is going to go down towards the floor, head and tailbone up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we're going to push the floor away and arch our back. Inhale, tailbone and head rise. Exhale, arch through your spine, pushing the floor away. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and take about 2 or 3 more rounds on your own pace. Maybe moving side to side or front to back, rolling your hips, taking circles, whatever your body needs. Opening up organically where you're ready to. And on your third and final exhale, allow yourself to meet right back in neutral tabletop. We're going to practice a little bit of our core work here, a little bit of balance. If this is newer to you or balance is not where you're wanting to work today, you can allow yourself to do a 3-point balance as opposed to a 2-point balance. So if that's where you are today, your right leg is going to reach out nice and long, toes down towards the floor, and we're going to do our work from right here. So you can stay right here if this is good for you today. If you want to go ahead and add in left arm, fingertips are going to reach out long, bicep coming alongside the ear, creating a long line from our fingers all the way down to our toes. Keeping our hips level, so if you notice that you're kind of rocking and rolling a little bit, see if you can find some levelness in your hips, having them be parallel to the floor. Your gaze is going to be down towards your right hand. And you're going to draw your belly button in towards your spine, remembering still to breathe here. Let's take 2 more full inhales. Reaching just a little further. Second exhale, hand and knee back to the mat. Moving over to our opposite side. Once again, if you're going to do a 3-point balance, inhale, left heel comes all the way out behind you, toes down towards the floor. Option to stay right here as you practice balance. Or if you'd like to incorporate, your right arm is now going to come out in front of you. Fingertips reaching, stretched out, bicep covering the ear. Gaze down towards your left hand and checking in that your hips are nice and level, almost as if you had a glass of water balanced on your back. You're not going to tip over this way. You're not going to tip in this way. So find yourself nice and level, reaching in opposite directions as you continue to breathe here. Two more inhales, two more exhales. Your final exhale, both hands and knee come back to the mat. Feel that out. Adding to this, we're going to now reach our right heel out long once again. Option to stay right here. If you're adding in your left arm, go ahead and reach it out, find your position. Adding some movement, we're going to crunch our knee towards the outer edge of our right elbow, extending it long behind us. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, lengthen your leg. Knee to elbow. Exhale, leg long. Go ahead and allow your breath to guide you through this movement. Going nice and slow. If the balance is a little bit too much, go ahead and bring your left hand back down and just do the leg portion. You're still getting quite a bit of work here. Remembering to breathe. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, leg long. Three more. Exhale, hand down if it's not already. Bringing your knee to meet the floor. Maybe you give your wrist a little roll here. Opposite side. Left leg comes out long, again, staying right here if this is where you want to work today. Adding in the knee to elbow movement, or your right hand can come out reaching long. Find your position before you start. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, extend right foot long. Inhale. Extend. Remembering to keep your hips level. Continue to breathe. Reaching long through your foot all the way out to your toe. Let's do 5 more. Inhale, lengthen and reach both directions. Exhale, hand and knee come back to the floor. From here, go ahead and set yourself into your nice neutral tabletop. Reaching your right arm up and out, opening up through your chest. As you exhale, your thumb is going to come underneath your chest all the way down onto the floor. Shoulder reaching the mat. Head resting gently. Opening up your right shoulder. Option to keep your left hand right where it is, or maybe you push into your shoulder here. Stretch it out a little bit further, turning more down towards the mat. Into your belly. Exhaling, belly comes towards the spine. If your hand is outstretched, bring your hand under, your left hand underneath your shoulder, push yourself up and allow your right hand to come back to neutral. Left arm comes out, reaching up and open. Exhale, allow your left shoulder to come down towards the floor as your hand slides right underneath, finding rest right here. Option to stay here, or your right arm's gonna slide right on out, coming a little bit more face down, opening up both shoulders wherever you feel the stretch. Head gently resting on the mat, breathing right into your belly, nice and deep. Expand, create as much space. And as you exhale, maybe you sink a little bit deeper, opening up your shoulders. Inhale, walk your right hand back towards your shoulder if it's not already there. Push yourself up, unwinding your left arm, coming back to your neutral. Excuse me. Moving into our next pose, we're going to be taking ourselves all the way down to the floor. And what we're going to do is kind of how it just went one way and then the other way. We're going to put both arms on top of each other, crossing our arms and laying down on top. So allow yourself to come all the way face down, belly on the mat. Put your right arm out in front of you, left arm over the top of your right arm, reaching in both directions as far as you can, fingers spread wide on the mat. Legs long, toes facing down. Unclench those cheeks if they are. And allow yourself to just sink in and rest. Maybe your head comes right on top of your arms as a little pillow. Moving a stretch in our shoulders, maybe a little bit more of our upper and mid back. Trying to see if you can plant all four corners of your hand on the floor, spreading and reaching through the fingers, seeing if you can create a little bit more length and a little bit more opening. Continuing still to breathe deep into your belly. Belly rises. Inhale. Exhale, belly falls. Inhale. And if you find yourself working through your legs and your glutes, let those release. So just shake a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to uncross, rolling to one side, allowing your left arm to come out in front to push you up, right hand in front. Our left arm is now going to go underneath, right arm right over the top. We're going to do the opposite cross. Reaching in both directions as far as we can. Reach. Allow yourself to sink into the mat, letting your head come to rest on your right arm. Fingers, hands, making as much contact with the floor, releasing the glutes and the legs from doing all of the work here. Breathing deep into your belly, rise and expand. Exhale, allow yourself to melt a little bit more into your mat. On your next inhale, bring your right arm back in front, left arm to uncross, pushing yourself back up into your tabletop. You're going to walk your hands out towards the top of your mat. Option to grab a block or a pillow here if you want. Keeping your tailbone nice and high towards the sky, walk your hands out and slowly let your chest melt towards the floor. So you're going to feel this in your arms, your shoulders, all the way up into your back, maybe a little bit of your lats. We're melting our heart and our chest to come right to the floor. You can place your forehead on the floor or Maybe you bring your chin to the floor or work on bringing your chin to the floor when you're ready for that variation. Option to grab a block here. If you don't want to go quite all the way down to the floor, it's not accessible, feel free to rest right here. So melt your belly button towards your spine, your chest towards the floor, reaching out long through your arms. Inhale, breathe deep into your belly, rise. Exhale, expand and lengthen all of the air out. Inhale, create space. Exhale, surrender. As your breath and your body begin to become friends and that trust is created, maybe you move yourself a little bit deeper into the pose that you're in. If your head is on the mat, maybe you start to bring your nose or your chin to look out. If you're using a block, maybe you move it to a lower setting or begin to remove it. Allow yourself to find your edge when your breath guides you to. Two more full breaths right here. We're almost done. Inhale, expand. Exhale, sink just a little deeper. On your next inhale, bring your hands to come back towards your shoulders, pushing yourself right into child's pose. Allow your hands to come down and wrap around your heels, letting your shoulders come down towards the mat, forehead down. A few breaths right here just to rest. Again, breathing really deep into your belly, sticking with that belly breath throughout our practice. Exhale, decompress, let go, surrender, release. Your inhale, bringing your arms back towards your shoulders, pushing yourself up as we set up for our next pose. Your forearms are going to come down to the mat, fingers spread wide, about shoulder distance apart. Have your hands about shoulder distance apart, or if you have a block, you can even place a block in between your thumb and your forefinger, kind of like this. Otherwise, just keeping in mind, hands and elbows shoulder width apart. As you look down towards the mat, we're going to lift our knees up off of the floor, tucking our toes, sending our hips all the way up, taking dolphin. Press your forearms and your hands down into the earth. Allow your gaze to go up towards your belly button. If there's a bend in your knees, that's okay. The idea is you really just want to get your hips as high as you can right now. Really sinking your chest towards your thighs. So allowing yourself to move from here right back in between ears, in between your biceps. Breathing deep. We'll be here for just a few breaths. If you need to come out, go ahead. Finding yourself in child's pose to rest whenever you're ready. Otherwise, 3 more breaths. Allow yourself to open and unwind. Inhale, knees come back down to the mat. Allow yourself to wrap your hands around your heels once again. Shoulders to the mat, forehead down. Find some rest with some deep breaths right here. Inhale, hands back out in front of you, pushing yourself up. You're going to walk your hands out towards the top of your mat, coming all the way face down once again, belly on the earth. Keeping your elbows just underneath your shoulders, hands again on the mat, feet long, tops of the feet on the connection point to the floor. We're going to take Sphinx pose. So reach your chest, shine your chest up and forward, looking nice and neutral. Draw your shoulders down and back. Feel the work that you're doing in your lower back. And if you feel like your legs or your cheeks are clenched back there, allow them to let go. Breathing deep into your belly. Let your arms push you up as you shine your chest open and forward. So you almost want to think of pulling your chest out and through, opening here. Coming through your elbows towards your hands. If you want to go back to the variation of adding your belly breath with the pause at the top, pause at the bottom, feel free to add that in just to see what it opens up for you. Different poses will take you to different places when you use different breath. Allow your breath to take you to where your edge is as you explore your own body today. If you feel like you've kind of sunk in right here, allow yourself to push back up, push the floor away, pull your chest through. Remember to have loose glutes and legs back there. Notice the work that you're doing in your upper body as you hold yourself up, and also in your lower back as you're pulling forward. Let's take 2 more breaths. Exhale, allow yourself to come all the way down to the mat, reaching your hands down towards your toes, bringing one of your cheeks to the mat. Just allow your head to rest. On your inhale, bring both hands right underneath your shoulders. Bring your elbows to the outer edge of your mat and then swing them right back to touch and graze the sides of your rib cage. So we're going to keep our elbows nice and tucked in. From here, we're going to look nice and neutral. Again, our legs are right where we left them. The tops of our feet are connected to the mat. As we inhale, we're going to push up through our hands, taking a baby cobra. So the bottom of your rib cage is still going to be on the mat. You're just lifting your chest up a little ways, pulling your shoulders down and back, keeping your elbows nice and close to your rib cage. And again, releasing your cheeks and your legs to melt into the floor. We're doing all of the work from our lower back. So you can also check in with that by lifting your hands about 1 inch off of the floor and keeping your same position, because we're not pushing through here. We're pulling through our lower back muscles to strengthen. So our hands are just gently guiding us. You don't even need to use them, but we do have them for support. So keep your elbows nice and close. Lift and shine through your chest. Inhale, pause at the top. Exhale, release the air, empty out. Pause at the bottom. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause at the bottom. Inhale. Keeping that pause if you'd like, otherwise just return to your exhale. Pausing at the bottom if you'd like. 2 more rounds of breath right here. Remembering to pull through your lower spine, not pushing through your hands, releasing your glutes. Your third exhale, you'll release. Take your opposite cheek to the mat. Hands come down towards your feet. Bringing your chin back to neutral. Your hands are going to come to about armpit level. Again, tucking your elbows in. We're going to take a little bit deeper version of Cobra. If this is too much for you in your practice today and your back doesn't quite feel warmed up enough or ready to do this, allow your hands to stay right under your shoulders and take our first variation of our Cobra. Otherwise, we're going to slide our hands back about 1 handprint. Inhale, allowing a bend to stay in our elbows. So now we're lifting to almost our belly button is just coming off of the floor. Draw your shoulders down and back. Release those glutes. You're going to be supporting yourself through your hands a little bit more here. Inhale and exhale. We won't be here for quite as long. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Allow yourself to release down to the floor. Opposite cheek comes to the mat. Hands down long. Inhale, chin back to the mat. Option to take either the first or the second variation. This time, we're going to move a little bit deeper if you're ready and if it's accessible in your body. Sliding your hips down, or sliding your hands, down towards the top of your hip bones. As you inhale, allowing yourself to rise all the way up, shining your chest forward. Pull your shoulders back and away and down from the ears. And allow yourself to release any tension or holding on that's happening in your glutes or in your legs right now. Try to keep your hip bones on the earth. So maybe you spread your toes out towards the outer corners of the mat and allow yourself really to keep contact with the mat on your hip bones, even your pubic bone. And reach through your back as you shine your chest forward. Remembering to breathe into your belly here. One more breath. As you exhale, lower yourself back down to the earth, pushing yourself back. Find yourself in child's pose. Let your forehead gently rest on the mat as your arms reach out in front of you. In your child's pose, if you keep your knees together, this is going to open up your lower back a little bit more, where we just did a lot of our stretching and opening and strengthening. If it feels more comfortable for you, you can also move your legs, your knees to the outer edges of the mat. It's going to open up your hips a little bit more, but it'll still feel good. So allow yourself to find the child's pose variation that feels best for you and your body today. And as you're here, inhale into your belly, creating length and space between your vertebra all the way from your neck down to your tailbone. Expand, and as you exhale, surrender, let something go, give it to the earth, melt it away into your mat. Inhale, begin to walk yourself right back up, letting your hips and your glutes come all the way to the floor, bringing yourself into a seated position. Allow yourself to roll your spine back down onto the mat. Nice and slow. From here, both legs are long. Inhale your right knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. Maybe you kind of rock it and roll it in and out. Remembering your deep belly breath here. Exhale. Right leg comes to the outer corner of the mat. Inhale your left knee into your chest. Giving yourself a hug or squeeze right here. Maybe rocking your knee in and out. Keeping your left knee into your chest. Now bring your right knee back to meet it here. Give both knees a squeeze. Give yourself a hug. Maybe your chin comes all the way to meet your knees, or as close as it can get. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe back and forth, giving your spine a little massage here. We did quite a bit of work in our lower back just now. So wherever you are, just allow your spine to just kind of be massaged by the floor. Taking your hands and grabbing towards the outer edges of your feet. Bring the feet towards the sky and find yourself in happy baby. So while you're right here, think about pushing your feet up towards the sky while your hands pull your thighs down towards the mat. So we have a push and a pull happening here. So we're pulling down with our hands and pushing up with our feet. This push and this pull is going to allow our spine to have as many connection points from the tailbone all the way up into the neck. So see how much of your spine you can connect to the mat by really flattening your spine out, because you're pushing and pulling all at the same time. And allow yourself to inhale and breathe here. If you'd like this pose to be a little less active, maybe you allow yourself to rock and roll side to side, again, massaging your spine. Maybe you inhale and exhale your legs in and out just to open up the backs of the hamstrings a little bit. Make this fun, make it playful. Maybe it makes your face smile when you think of one cute, happy little baby that you know. As you inhale, bring the soles of your feet together. Exhale, allow your feet to come all the way down long. Heels coming to the outer corners of the mat. Allow your palms to face up. As you sink into the mat, let your breath guide you into our last final resting pose, Shavasana. We've made it. You guys have done good today. Allow yourself to wiggle and shake out any tension you might be carrying or still holding in your body as you find this rest. So do a quick little scan from your toes all the way to the top of your head. Allow your eyes to close so that you can check in with your internal self. Is there anywhere you're still holding on in your foot or your ankle and your hip, hands and shoulders, your neck and your head? As you breathe deep into your belly, exhale, sink a little deeper into the mat. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth, gently parting your lips, relaxing your eyebrows, melting your cheekbones, fully relaxing the muscles in your face. Checking back in with your intention for your practice today. What brings you to your mat? We'll spend the next few minutes in our final resting pose. Allow yourself to breathe, hearing and feeling your heartbeat, connecting back to your intention, noticing what you're grateful for. And the sound of my voice will bring you back to close out the practice. So allow yourself to just sink in and be here in full rest. Begin to deepen your breath back into your belly. Finding some gentle movement, begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Inhale, take your arms up overhead, reaching into a full body stretch. Allowing yourself to roll over to your left side if you'd like to stay grounded, your right side if you want to energize, bringing your knees into your chest, fetal position, allowing your hand to be underneath your head to be a pillow. Eyes closed, take a moment to reflect on how you're integrating your practice into your body and how your practice is going to walk into your life. When you're ready, inhale, allow yourself to come all the way up to seated. Hands coming to heart center. Honoring yourself for taking the time in today's practice to expand and explore and create space within your own mind and body and spirit. Giving gratitude for the things that you are able to do currently, the things you discovered you could do today, keeping in mind the possibility of the things you'll continue to open into as you practice. The love and the light in me honors the love and the light in you. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. Namaste, friends. All right. Give you a moment just to come out of your yoga practice if you do have to go. Thank you for joining. Class will be right back here again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. So please feel free to join and share with friends. Invite anyone you'd like. This is completely free. I want people to be able to move and breathe and get through this time right now. If you are still here joining me, feel free to add anything into the comments on how you're feeling, what came up in your body, what you learned or discovered. And with all of that, I want to thank you for joining in this practice today. It's been really fun to hang out with you guys on these live streams, learning and growing myself as well as a human being and as a teacher. So I really just thank you guys for all being here, being patient, being kind, being loving, as you also expand into your own growth at this time. So, all right, I will be back tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Walk your practice in your life, whatever you learn today. I'll see you soon.